hills look kind of nice from back here.
Oh, look at the nice picture of the church.
Oh, yeah, you can see it in the background
Yeah.
there.
So we are headed to the next town, which is called, well, it just spelled Ages. I'm sure it's not pronounced that way, Ages or something. We're going there for breakfast. This is the first time I've ever said this, but Juan de Ortega, it's a good place to skip. And not only was the municipal albergue overpriced, like it was supposed to be like €7 or €8, and they charged everyone 15. And it was nothing, it wasn't worth 15. There's like a church and a chapel in the town. You can poke your head in and see those in like 10-15 minutes. There's nothing else in the town, and there's no breakfast. So on top of that, half the pilgrims that I know, when they heard 15, they all went to the next town. So yeah, skip San Juan de Ortega, do 3 kilometers to the next one, and your day into Burgos will be just a little shorter. Perfect little rest area, just a kilometer or two, couple kilometers past San Juan de Ortega. Ooh, yeah, this is just getting better as I walk. Oh, sort of. Cool. But we're definitely ready for breakfast. Not having breakfast is not, yeah, I'm not down for that too often. I like having breakfast before we start walking. Yay, breakfast. Woo! Bring on wildlife. We've always seen it as like a chipmunk, and I saw 2 things bounding way off in the distance yesterday.
Because it was close enough for the
Oh, they were something like that, but
yeah, I would say.
a little confusion there. There's one there and one here pointing this way, so they're going both ways. Here's an old bridge.
Yeah, pilgrim there, she's walking the wrong direction. Maybe.
Well, I think it just goes parallel.
You can go both ways.
It just goes parallel.
But I'd rather do the path.
Yeah. So up there, we got yellow arrows pointing down this road and others pointing in there. And it turns out going in there, it just brings you around like this. And you're back on this road where there's more yellow arrows. I think that's the first time I've ever found yellow arrows pointing in 2 completely different directions. Turns out all it does is bring you over kind of a really old bridge and tree and stuff. And you're right back onto the other one. So I had talked to some fellow pilgrims there at breakfast. I guess that albergue in San Juan de Ortega has a lot of bad comments about it. It used to be run by a priest. And I mean, places like that are usually run just to provide cheap access for pilgrims, cheap beds so that anyone can do it. You don't have to be, freaking, wealthy or upper middle class to go and do Camino. But now it's been taken over, new management. They're just after money. I mean, 15 euro was no. So yeah, now it's a big thumbs down to San Juan de Ortega. Just walk to Ages. There's very nice restaurants there. Much nicer town. Yep.
Wait with that. Puerto coming up. That's,
Cool stones. We're coming up to the town of Atapuerca. That's where they found the oldest humanoid, the remains. So we thought we might go over to the archaeological dig. I guess it's 3 kilometers there, 3 kilometers back, plus spending time there. Down there is an information center. We decided to head over there, about 500 meters, and then it shows on Maps.me, it shows a trail heading over to town from there. So instead of just walking there and walking back and then continuing on, we can kind of do a bit of a circle. Nice new sign.
Nothing here.
It looks abandoned. Like, it looks abandoned. What is going on? Got this weird metal fencing all around it that's rusting out.
it's a parking lot even.
Oh, I see some kind of a rhinoceros over there that's like made out of mold. So, but like this looks like a failed Chinese experiment, you know, where they build something huge and then the economy tanked and suddenly you have something that's built not long ago, but it looks totally strange, man. Very nice sign. Well,
Supposed to represent early dwellings.
looks like we can't go into this park either. Here we have a rhinoceros. I guess that's supposed to be the first, representing the first human, or not the first, earliest. Yeah. This is also all fenced off, but not like weirdly surrounded in a metal. That's just strange. Something in there. Okay, wow. We have gathered information on this little side trip, but not much else. Jeez. It just looks abandoned. It's not like it's just COVID. It looks like it's been abandoned for a few years. Man. I guess this is pretty symbolic of how, I mean, Spain's been having a hard time, right? The last while, last 7-8 years, so I guess that's a sign of it. Still, this is a tourist thing, so yeah, that's the way she goes. Walking through Atapuerca now.
We're going to take this off.
Right in the middle of town.
For a second.
This is the best thing we've seen as far as this oldest humanoid.
And that would be
That-
a barn.
Color of green, God knows what decade that's from. 4 bathtubs.
You know where that's from, Evelyn?
Yeah, that would be the 1970s.
Road roads are just absolutely full of rocks. Usually you can find your way around on a decent trail, but yeah. Rocks, 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 rocks. Bit of an unexpected climb. You're in that village, that's Atapuerca. And check this thing for an arrow and surprise, Canadian 5-cent coin nailed to it. Well, after climbing up a lot of rock, you're greeted with a big cross, so certainly gives you that feeling that you're reached the top. Somebody actually got their shoes up there. That must have taken some time. First shot of Burgos. Quite the mining. We're getting close to major cities now, so more industrial. And another absolutely massive pile of bales of hay or straw. I think this time I'm gonna go try and count how many there are. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Woo! 3,300 roughly bales of hay. That's insane. 8,300 bales of hay.
So, boom, hey, September for heaven's sake.
It's been some kind of festival or whatever, because we've seen a lot of these three green hearts. Got 2 of them on that house. It's a creative way of looking at the pilgrims. Apparently we sit naked on couches, on armchairs, when we're not hiking. Was somebody kind of drunk when they decided to wreck this thing? This wall is kind of weird. It's pretty unusual here in Spain. Going over a major highway now. About 200 meters, there's a detour that we get off this, and we're hoping that it'll be just natural path. Walking on the asphalt sucks, especially when it's hot. So, yeah, we're hoping it'll be natural pathway. So we took that little detour. The blue signs actually told us to keep walking straight right down the asphalt, but the book mentions going down here, so heading down here. After walking down to the airport fence, we're gonna follow it, and we have our blue shell signs back. Interesting. Some old arrows, but you just get the sense that this was an old route. I thought you were, oh. So there's only a few of them left. At some point they decided to send people straight up the asphalt instead. Neat structure? I wonder what it's for. Just casting
Felt like
arrows.
20.
It's actually like the rivers are huge. This is a river. All right, taking the scenic detour instead of walking into the city on asphalt. We're gonna cross this river. You can just walk along the river for like 6 kilometers. Hoping it pays off. We could have just gone straight up that asphalt. It probably would have been shorter. Well, we're pretty close to a major roadway, but there's shade and a nice dirt path as opposed to just blazing hot asphalt. And we got some trees, so not bad. All right. We just crossed underneath this thing, and now we're leaving it behind. So I'm hoping for that scenic riverside walk. That'd be pretty sweet. That'd make this worth it. So when you're hiking with a group, obviously you got to keep an eye on the group and try to, you can see that Evelyn, my dad's girlfriend, is walking quite crooked and not comfortable at all. And yeah, the only thing I can really think of to do is encourage her that, tomorrow we have a day off. And after that, if she wants, she can porter her pack. There's, no shame in it, that's for sure. She's 86, so. Yeah, but that's all you can really do, right? You can't tell anyone to do anything. Look at these guys. Cool. Well, this is much more what I envisioned when I took this detour. Yeah, and much happier. Awesome. Go figure. We're walking in Pamplona in the heat on the asphalt. We walk into Logrono. Brutal long descent on the asphalt in the blazing heat. Yikes. Burgos, we find ourselves a nice trail, a nice nature trail. Walking into Burgos. Use one of the detours. It has clouded over for the first time in Spain. That's just the way that works. Definitely seeing one part of Burgos by walking along this river. Off the beaten path. Seeing different stuff than other tourists do, that's for sure. Just pieces of everyday life out here. Finally turned off that guy into Old Town. Now we just gotta find where I'm going. Such awesome plazas and squares in Spain. So cool. This is awesome.
Es una oliva preciosa, la Santa Cruz, que con su aceite nos unge nuestra luz. Hermano.
Well, it's the next day now. This is my day off here in Burgos. This is just a must-see. I have to go inside this thing. There's some funky stuff in here, man. Look at that one. Okay, this room is like extremely old library smell cool. This is really the only way you appreciate just how huge this thing really is. It is enormous. Just enormous. Well, you know that that cathedral was worth it for $4.50. Plus, you go through the museum and everything. Even though it was in Spanish, it was still actually pretty worth it. It was quite a bit of stuff, so pretty cool. And by the way, it was $4.50 because I'm a pilgrim. That's the pilgrim price. Normally €8. More pilgrim artwork. They do make a lot of stuff based on the pilgrims. So you got the shell, the boots, and this dude is massaging his feet or wiping his feet. This is such typical Europe. You got a church erected in the 13th century. Like almost nobody cares because over there, you got that. Insane. Heading up to the defensive walls, the Catedral. Burgos defensive structure. Pretty much a castle, fortress, built and rebuilt ever since 1884. 884. This is pretty cool because they built all this metal walkway so you can explore everything without obviously damaging any of the original structure. And a lot of it is in English. They have the English stuff, and you appreciate that because a lot of museums just don't, right? You can see here some old wall that they tried to bring down. They used when the city got bigger. Burgos. In order to get back down to the city, I'm actually going to walk down some of the old walls, at least the steps by them, so yeah, it's kind of fun. What a clever fountain. This is the stuff you find when you just go walking around. What a neat. I just like how this one's designed. The architecture. It's pretty cool. And that's the stuff you find that's just unexpected. It's not in any, tourist map or whatever. You just go wandering. Oh, I'm very excited over there. Random cool stuff. There's a Burger King over there. I haven't had fast food in so long. Right, I'm gonna go. Deserted. A couple of young people came in, young girls, and bought ice cream. That's it. Well, now here's a guy coming in. It is 1:30 in the afternoon. Still, there's a part of me that kind of jumps up and down and is happy about this because part of the cool thing about Spain is that the Western corporations haven't just penetrated it, right? So the fact that Burger King is just dead right now. Yeah. Random art. Big cities always have it. Just walk around and find it. Wow, am I over top of the... I didn't even know I was over top of this thing. Huh. Walking along. So random, you know? Just so random. Very true to life statue, you know? Quite the gate. Porto. So one thing you got to do when you're on a day off, or at least if you're not taking days off, you at least got to figure it out, is resupply. So I went and bought an adapter from my phone again, because I've lost two. And I got sunscreen, which I've learned now that the pharmacias charge right through the nose. Like, they charge ridiculous amounts of money. Go find a supermarket. You know, there's no London Drug, Shoppers Drug around here. Go find a supermarket and then you'll pay normal prices. The pharmacias just, oh man, they just nail you for sunscreen, so don't do it. Then shampoo, and I found myself some Axe body spray. It's the best I could find for deodorant. Kind of weird. Couldn't find any just normal roll-on deodorant. One thing about Burgos is that lots of pilgrims stop here. So unlike Pamplona and Logroño, we're not gonna just lose everyone we know. A lot of them have stopped too. So we carry on walking. I'll be there. Okay, this is a Tuesday night. Downtown Burgos. Like, wow. Why don't we make these huge squares in Canada? Like, they're amazing. Everyone just congregates at them. Awesome. Super cool.